All right, guys. So I'm sure all of you have heard by now about the Boeing 747 Palace in the Sky that Trump really wants to take from Qatar. He said that it would be foolish not to accept this free gift, although it's not a free gift, obviously. No one just, I mean, they're expecting something. But there's more to this story. As always, Trump is predictable. He's greedy. He only cares about himself. And that matters on the world stage because it can always be used against him because he's an idiot. And because he's so predictable and stupid, world leaders constantly take advantage of this. It kind of makes us sitting ducks in a way. It's really dumb. But anyway, got a story to cover here. Let's go ahead and get to it. Turns out the joke's on Trump when it comes to that Qatari jumbo jet. Qatari officials had a problem. They were stuck with this jumbo jet, a palace in the sky, expensive to operate and maintain, and one of the remaining gas guzzling planes they have been trying to unload. They're a lot like a guy who gets tired of filling up that 3 city blocks to a gallon Hummer he bought years ago to impress his friends. These days, Qatari officials want smaller, nimbler, more versatile planes that go unnoticed on the tarmac as they slip in and out of town. So, what to do with these ostentatious monstrosities of the sky, they wondered, because, as one expert said, the market is incredibly illiquid for a jet like this. And along came Donald Trump. We'll let Forbes pick up the story from there. While many have speculated that the Qataris have offered Trump the luxurious plane to curry favor with the famously transactional president, there may be a simpler rationale. They just don't want it anymore. The royals have failed to sell the plane, which was put on the market in 2020, according to an archived listing. Giving it away could save Qatar's rulers a big chunk of change on maintenance and storage costs, aviation experts told Forbes. Making Trump happy would be an added bonus. Qatar, which has given away another blinged out 747 and may have mothballed 2 more, epitomizes the fading demand for these huge, fuel-guzzling, highly personalized airplanes. There aren't many who want to buy them, and many of the governments and royal families who own them have been trying to ditch them over the past decade. The jet costs $23,000 an hour to operate, according to Corporate Jet Investor, which is probably why the Qataris' gift to Trump flew only 1,069 hours in the 5 years before it was put on the market in 2020, according to Forbes' report. Trump is peeved that Boeing, currently working on 2 jets for presidential travel, is years behind schedule. Delivery, originally promised in 2024, is now 2029. Trump envisions using the jet during his presidency, then taking ownership of it via his presidential library when the new jets are delivered. Only a fool would not accept this gift on behalf of our country, Trump wrote on his social media platform Truth Social. Taking a little break here. Notice how he words it as if it's about the country. It's about the United States when it's not going to the United States. In fact, it goes to his personal library after he's done with it, once his term's ended. It's not for the country, it's for Donald Trump. It does not take a very smart person to figure this out. Putting aside the argument that it's illegal for Trump to accept such a gift without congressional approval, and that some GOP elected officials are using words like espionage and unconstitutional to describe the gift, experts disagree that it would be foolish to turn it down. It would cost hundreds of millions of dollars to be modified to serve as an airborne command center with encrypted communication systems, shielding that would protect the electronics from the effects of a nuclear blast, and defenses against missiles, Forbes reported. That would take at least 5 years, starting again from scratch, one expert said. And even if Congress appropriated the money to modify the jet, and that's a long shot, making those changes won't be simple. Boeing already is struggling with problems with suppliers for interior components of the presidential jets, the wiring design, and finding workers with security clearances to work on such a sensitive project. There's an old saying that a boat owner's happiest days are when he buys a boat and when he sells it. For the Qataris, that's probably true about jumbo jets. So, I guess the moral of this story is Donald Trump is a fucking imbecile. Thank you for your time.